Hey everyone, Sensei Ethan here. While we're out, I wanted to go over some of our basics. Today we're going to do Shiko Dachi and Kiba Dachi, which are, as you all know, very similar stances with a few differences. These are very important stances that we use a lot in our katas and in some of our techniques. And what's special about these two is they are, aside from being very stable and strong stances that allow you to generate a lot of power, they're very similar with a few important tweaks. And it's those differences that really define what they both do. So we're gonna start with Kiba Dachi and go from there. So as you all know, Kiba Dachi is also known as the horse stance or the straddle stance. Again, what's important about this one is that our weight is even between both feet. So when you set it up, you can start with your ready stance, and you want to end with your stance being maybe a little less than double the width of that ready stance. So about double your shoulder width apart. Things to remember are your feet should be parallel to each other, both pointing forward. Your knees should also be pointing forward, or maybe a little bit out, which generates a little more of that stability. And your shoulders, your hips, and even your heels should all be in a line. That line is what generates a lot of stability, because if we're not in that line, if we're leaning forward with our butt out and our shoulders forward, all of our weight is going forward. And I've done this to a lot of you in the class where I've kind of pulled you forward, or like a gentle push will just kind of send you flying. I don't want to hit the TV over there. Or if you have the opposite way where your hips are back, as you can see, without even trying, I'm starting to fall. So you want to keep everything lined up. The way I mentioned that this stance generates a lot of power, and the way that works is because you have your weight securely on both feet, you can really twist your hips into your punches, and that allows you to really drive a lot of extra power through your legs into your arms. Same with blocks. You can still push off of your legs to generate that power. And that's what's really nice about that even stance. Now the other stance that we're going to do is Shiko Dachi, or tiger stance. Again, this is all should be a review for most of you, but we want to go through the nitty-gritty of it. So using our Kiba Dachi as kind of a base, remember, the difference is the feet are going out at a 45-degree angle, and your knees are coming in. And what's interesting, and what this does is it actually allows your feet to kind of grip the ground a little bit, because of that inward pressure from the knees with the outward pressure from the feet kind of create friction against the ground and really makes this a strong stance. The other thing is, unlike Kiba Dachi where you're a little higher, Shiko Dachi you can dip a little lower, if you remember during animal stances. So you're using that grip to really stabilize yourself. You can, again, still do your moves and torque your body, but it creates a lot of stability. And just like in the Kiba Dachi, your shoulders are over your hips, are over your heels. Now, a good way to practice doing these stances is just kind of like I was doing there. Try and do some techniques in them. Just standing in the stance doesn't allow you to work with the versatility of it. So instead, you want to do some dynamic motion. Practice high blocks, middle blocks, low blocks, different punches, and it'll really help you to get a feel for how movable the stance is. The other thing that you can do, especially with Kiba Dachi, but also with the Shiko Dachi, is you practice stepping. You do this using those same C steps that we do in our katas. So your feet come in, knees are bent, feet come out, roughly the same height the whole way around, and you stay in that low stance. You can go forward and backwards. Does that make sense? I don't know, I'm asking because you can't answer. Good luck, everyone. stay safe, and we'll come up with some more soon.